Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for February 2014, and up till the 19th the Sun is in an area where you could be pondering and working stuff out. Good time to make a strategy, particularly from the 13th onwards, but the whole of the month there is this feeling of, okay, musing over some deeper questions. Maybe that's around property, maybe it's around relationship, maybe it's around the finances. And answers will tend to come more through the intuition than the intellect. And then this is a gear shifting area, so transition will occur slowly over February. But there tends to be a kind of challenge coming to you from somebody else a little bit. Somebody who is, you may be feeling as though they're trying to get control, or they've got too much control. You like to get some more. But this is a good moment to be, plotting and planning and scheming. And researching, getting to the bottom of something. And on another level, it's a great time for a detox, actually. It's a great time for a declutter, going down the dump, and just dropping some ballast. There's an unusual scenario going on this month for all of the signs, though, because many of the planets that are usually whizzing along are actually really going quite slowly and are just still in the same sign. I mean, Venus and Mars are in the same signs that they were in at the end of 2013. They're still in the same signs. Mercury is retrograding nearly the whole month between Pisces and Aquarius. So there's not a lot of forward movement, but it's not adverse necessarily. It just means that things are likely to be a bit slower. You should take more time to contemplate, to look into something more deeply. Until the 13th, your mind could be more focused on those far away, anything to do with the internet, also travel, transport, unfamiliar environments, unfamiliar groups of people. So but you tend to be aware of the potential there. There's a feeling of, oh, well, okay, what can I do with this, or how do I do it? This could be a good time to refresh your mental palette, think in bright new colors, get out of the old mental box that you're in and think differently. I mean, in general, Cancer, up until July, you've got this expansive vibe permeating the whole of your sign because Jupiter's there. And this only comes around once every 12 years. So this is the time to spread your wings and cast your nets wider in general. There may be a breath of fresh air coming from further afield, and exchanges with somebody who knows more than you, a teacher, a guide, a consultant, somebody with specialist knowledge. Equally well, though, turn that around, certain others could see you as their guide, their teacher. You are the person with the specialist knowledge. And also you can beat the drum on something, you can promote something, you can communicate and put a message out across a wider stage. But there tends to be this slowing down with Mercury retrograde. So maybe you are, very much in the planning stage and very much having to do everything just in a lower, slower gear. From the 13th, communications tend to be more strategic, so that's Mercury coming into the area the Sun is in, but from the beginning of the month to the 19th. So that's Mercury and the Sun being together for about 6 days. And then that just underpins that area there, communications being more strategic, conversations being more confidential. Your thinking could be focusing on the financial angle, or on the relationship, the emotions in the relationship, a space, a venue, possessions, a property. But all of this will be not under your absolute control, and you're wanting to get more control there, or maybe you feeling as though somebody is overstepping the mark in some way. There could be more discussions related to an agreement or a contract which was set up before, perhaps. Now, Mercury does come across the degree of Saturn between the 18th and the 22nd, which could have you pondering things more deeply. So there's a lot of pondering things more deeply, but like I said at the beginning, you're likely to find your the answer to your questions not so much through your intellect, but more through your intuition. So sleep on things first if you possibly can, before taking action. Now Venus is in your opposite sign, not probably quite a good thing actually. Needs to be handled because it is an opposition, but Venus is strong in her favorite house of the zodiac, which happens to be for you, Cancer, and she'll be there until early March. And affairs of the heart are favored. Anything around that, there could be you bonding with someone, you really hitting it off with someone, a feeling of closer rapport with someone, whether it's in a personal or professional sense. A special someone could come into your life, or maybe they're already in your life, where you just get a lot closer. And in your life, all relationships, whether they're professional ones or personal ones, are likely to have just more flow and ease to them. Whatever kind of relationship it is, you should value their presence or their actually financial contribution. That can also be a way it works, or loving attention, and vice versa. They could be valuing yours, your presence, your financial contribution, and or your loving attention. Working one-to-one in a team could bring useful resources, financial or otherwise, in your direction. Until July, Mars is in a major transit at the root of your chart, which means you could be busier than usual around HQ, or because of or with family members. Physical effort may be needed in or because of a living space or a working space. It can be somewhere where you spend a lot of your time anyway, or be related to community connections, neighborhood, locally, over the wires as well. And points on the map, a family member or a property will tend to need a more decisive, assertive approach from you, which may also make demands on your vitality or stamina. So watch that, because Mars doesn't really have an off switch. Mars in this area can mean a lot more coming and going within a locality, or a lot more, you know, burning up the wires as well. And there can be moments of tension. This is quite a sensitive area here, and you are a sensitive sign. So there can be moments of tension. Skeletons could start rattling in the closet. You've got to square up to old stuff, you know, blast from the past, somebody behaving in the same old way they always did, or in fact you doing that, and you having to square up to perhaps an emotional response that really never did get you anywhere and still doesn't. So that's for you to know, but definitely this would be a good time to try to tie up some loose ends from the past. Because this is a dynamic energy in the area of family, and also Venus, where she's going to be, for some of you it could mean a new arrival, and you could be very dynamically active because of that. On another hand, you could be putting your energies into something which increases your interaction with nature, you know, the garden, just having more of a connection with Mother Nature and the planet as a whole. Even history, you know, even antiquity for some reason, and parents could be emphasized, particularly the father energy, but I would say parenthood could be emphasized as well. And you Cancerians born the 12th to the 15th of July, or with 21 to 24 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most this month, although the whole sign will feel it. With Jupiter in your sign, well, you know, it really is a growth spurt time in your life. Things could be taking off here, there, and everywhere. Don't bite off more than you can chew, though. Particularly from mid-January through February, Jupiter is opposite Pluto, where you might do just that. You may dig your heels in on something. Avoid the pitfall of obsessing over an idea or a plan or something. And because you like to meet a resistance there, coming from another, or just some other kind of resistance, and so therefore you've got to modify, perhaps you've got to let go of something, a plan, a piece of kit, a place, an idea, a relationship. I mean, it's something in order to preserve something else and let something else flourish. So yeah, just watch out for that. And also I should have mentioned, from late January to first week of February, excuse me, a relationship, a new relationship, it might be a new relationship, might be an old one, might be a new one, can open up a new horizon to you, you know, just new territories opening up for you mentally or physically. So yeah, for some of you that could involve travel, I suppose. So Saturn is now in this positive angle to your sun sign, and that lasts until late this year. Means success if you take the long view on things, pay more serious, consistent and nurturing attention to creative or investment projects. Use your creativity to make the most of something maybe, or to enjoy a hobby or a pastime. However, you've got to work at it. And affairs of children, affairs of offspring, children, young ones, could be more demanding and need more of your perseverance there. Also, a romantic relationship as well. You know, it might be throw up obstacles which aren't at the core of the relationship, it's just the conditions around, and also ditto for children and young people as well. Any leisure activity, hobby or competitive or performance related activity will need this methodical, steady, disciplined approach to come to fruition. And anything to do with an investment, or you speculating on something too, just have to have this kind of, I'll soldier on here. Because, you know, sometimes Saturn just likes to hold us back in order to stress test us and see how strong we are to overcome the hurdles and rise above things. And you Cancerians born between the 13th and the 16th of July with 21 to 24 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most this month. And that's it for February. If you want to know, if you're interested in what the outer planets are doing, that's all written up on my website. It's been redone for 2014. And also, if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those, particularly the moon sign. And that might be interesting. That might just expand on what I've said here, little bits of it, not all of it, of course. And I'll see you the next time.